of other warehouses right next. So then we rented the next one and the next one, and we grew to 9,000 square foot. So the first
What's up, everybody? Today I have a really fun guest. I only spoke with her a couple of times, and I fell in love with her already. She's such a sweet person, and I'm sure you're gonna love her as well. So she is a diehard resident in Fullerton, California since the 1990, and when she was there, she got involved with a lot of movie industry production kind of work, but not actually on the set, but she's doing the other side, the catering part. The crew need to, eat, right? So she's the main person to feed all these crew members on a movie set. So Sheri, can you introduce yourself and share with us,
you just
how to get
did.
started?
No, you did a great job. Yes. For film catering, you have to have a truck, kind of like a food truck, but we didn't have food trucks back then in the 90s. And you have to get up at 3 a.m. to have coffee ready for the stars and the crew at 6. So it was grueling, but it taught me a lot. I wasn't the main person. I worked for somebody. That's how you have to start with catering, pretty much. How do you do it? That's how. The other aspect of catering for films is craft services, which I love. When you go into the green room or something, and there's a table full of sweets or donuts or whatever garbage they decide to give you in the green room, I should go back. The craft service table for the main crew is what the crew will eat. In the green room, it's what the stars want and require in their contract.
See, we didn't know that.
Yeah, I just did that for the Rams, the Super Bowl. And see, that's the other thing. When you have your business with integrity and you know your competition, they're not your competition, they're your friends. So my girlfriend is like a multi-million-dollar caterer out in Beverly Hills, and she was doing 20 events before the Super Bowl. She had a kitchen set up, a field kitchen set up at their main place downtown LA. And then for the Super Bowl, we're expecting 3,000 guests. So it was, it was harrowing, and she was exhausted. So she got all her resources, all the best caterers, I'd like to think, that she knew to come and help her with this job. I got to tell you, I was up at 6 a.m. on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, and I didn't get to my bed till 4 a.m. the next day. I worked 22 hours, and I'm looking at my watch going, girl, you're a little too old for this. So, and I couldn't get up the next day, could not get up the next day, but it was so much fun. And she assigned me to do the green room for this. Well, they were rap groups, so they each had their own little trailer, and it's very specific. Oh my gosh! And the manager comes, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have that? And if you don't, you're in big trouble. So it was hysterical. It was fun, and I'm very grateful to her for. I've known her for 30 years, and we've just been best buds. And she wrote a cookbook and asked me to adapt it because I wrote a screenplay, and she read it. I guess she liked it, and I hope I'm talented. So she asked me to adapt her book to a screenplay. Basically, if it's any kind of good, they read it and want to make it, I'm hoping they'll say, oh, what else has this writer written? Then I'll get my project written. Mine is peoplemakeplans.com.
So Sheri, when you first started, after the production with the movie crew, branch out on your own, and you started the gourmetcatering.com, right?
Yes.
And so when you started your own business like that, how did you get your clients? The first.
Well, okay, so here's the progression of Gourmet. We had a 3,000 square foot warehouse in Buena Park because the rent was really cheap. And then as we grew, there were a bunch of other warehouses right next. So then we rented the next one and the next one, and we grew to 9,000 square foot. So the first one was basic, little office, little kitchen, could do the dishes and all that stuff. For us, we started, and I don't want to give him any credit, but I was doing with my ex, and he had experience in the nonprofit market. So I probably did every single high school in Southern California with my hand to God. Awards banquets, football banquets, whatever they did, sports banquets or whatever, we'd go in there and they'd have 100 people, 200 people, however many people, whip out the grill, give them tip and chicken or ribs and chicken, a salad, a starch and a veg, and do it real quick so that they get to their main purpose for being there, giving the kids their awards. So we started, I mean, I'm lucky that we were starting at only, I think maybe 300 or 500 grand a year, I would say at that point. But I was obsessed. I wanted to make gourmet a household word. So I said, got to do weddings. We got to do corporate. And that's an upper level for that stuff. You know, nonprofit kids are their foam plates, and you know what I'm saying? A plastic table cover didn't matter. Well, when you do weddings or you do corporate, now it's linen, and now it's a different kind of people. They have to do fundraisers, say for a charity or launching a product. And weddings, well, we know weddings, and then it expanded to quinceañeras and baby showers and all this fun stuff. And for me, that was fun. Rather than, here, you guys go take the grill and do the nonprofits, I'm going to focus on this bride, which I adored. It was just the best thing ever.
So when you make that, I mean, you were successful in the nonprofit, the schools, or the football game, right? The sport events,
awards banquets,
awards banquet.
Yes.
And then you added on weddings and, you know, quinceañera and others. Like, how did you market yourself? Because, you know, this is early 2000, I'm guessing, right?
No, this was in the 90s.
Oh, it was in the 90s.
And yes, this was in the 90s. And I kept a track of our gross year by year. I was literally obsessed. Oh, here's the first thing we did. We sat in the kitchen and I'm like, PR, gotta have PR. So I made a press release and I gave it to Elizabeth Taylor for a fundraiser for the AIDS for the kids. And she passed it on to that other lady who did it for kids, whatever. And I laid it all out on paper. Oh, fundraiser, do this, da, 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 da. A year later, I read about it in People. Well, she doesn't need a no-name nobody from Orange County. She got some caterer to do it, and it was in People magazine. I'm like, whatever, that's fine, learn. Gotta learn. Everything that comes your way, you must learn. Okay, if you don't learn, just give it up. You have to learn from your mistakes, but also learn from your accomplishments as well. So, so right then is when websites were coming. We used to market by fax. Oh, I swear. Remember?
Really?
Well, maybe you don't remember because
no,
you're too
I've
young.
never done fax marketing. I mean, I do website.
Back in the day, a guy who did this faxed me something. Oh, would you like more clients? I'm like, yeah. Well, we have a fax list of all the corporations and the names of the people, the people you need that hire the caterers, and usually it's HR in corporate. So that's how that started, and then just rolled. It just rolled. It was fabulous. And then we got a gig at Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so all they change their names every 10 minutes, but the place down, and my ex was also doing picnics at Lion Country Safari. You've never heard of that. Everything went bye-bye. But we were the backstage caterers for Irvine Meadows. I fed Michael Jackson. He brought his flippin' chimp through my buffet line, and I wasn't impressed. I wasn't starstruck or gaga. And I was like, please, sir, need to get this monkey out of my food buffet. And everybody was like, you know, like this, but it's a health department. It's health code. You can't have fur flying on your food. So yes, that was very interesting. but it was fun. So then I got a fundraiser for Stephanie Powers Wildlife Foundation or Wildlife Waste Station. And then I also did one for one of those organizations for Mayor Reardon. That's how it goes. It's a matter of luck, an opportunity, and timing and publicity, all of those things. I have my book. In those days, we didn't have phones and pictures, but and I did the Rose Bowl, the Christmas party. See,
Oh,
you
I
can't
see.
you can't see KTLA Christmas parade. You can't see it, but
Oh,
I have
wow.
to find a way to get all this digitally because there were some
Hmm.
fantastic buffets. And that's the other thing, you keep getting better. Oh, I have this decor, or I have that. I wanted to do better, do more. Catering conventions, Cater Source, the man has
Yeah.
passed away, but I credit him for getting me over 1 million. Mike Roman, Cater Source, and
Yeah.
now he's gone.
How
But it
many,
was,
Sherry, how many catering event you do a year? Like,
oh,
let's go like
oh
every,
God.
it's in the hundreds?
I don't know the answer to that question off the top of my head. I do know that from December 1st to December 24th, I had a lot of equipment and a lot of people and a big team. We did 10 to 15 events a day. 10 to 15 events
Wow.
a day. And I remember the dishwasher and the people, the leads that were going to go take the thing out to the party, standing in the alley waiting for an event to come back so we could throw it into the dishwasher and get it right back out staged. We had rolling racks and pallet wrap that we put on the thing, and then poof, I had a fleet of like 5 trucks. We named our
How many people
trucks.
working for you at that time? So 10,
At
15
that
people.
time, as many as we needed. We had the in-house, we had the bookkeeper, we had the salespeople. I had a salesperson just for nonprofits. So Stan did all that. I was doing weddings. I wasn't interested. In fact, I hid out at my house. So I wouldn't be disrupted with all and my focus get lost with all the chaos going around. But bookkeeper sat there typically, and then we had other salespeople. I'd say about my sister worked for us, his sister worked for us. Everybody. It was a family-run operation. So I don't know the exact numbers. Sorry, I should have.
No, that's okay. So I'm guessing like you were doing, over 7 figures a year with a big team. What is your, do you know, like what was your best, I would say, method that helped you grow so fast? Like if you could summarize it down, like what was the best method that helped you grow so fast?
I don't know if there was a best or a worst. I'd say it was everything. It was the faxing, it was the salespeople, it was making them accountable too. Because you can have somebody sitting at a desk, that doesn't mean they're making calls or speaking to all the high school people or the weddings or whatever. The phone just rang. We were very lucky. So again, in those days it was faxing, but as it evolved with websites and stuff, it was making a link on the website, get a quote. And then smart me, I evolved to, I told my webmaster I want to get a quote to spit out a proposal to me. That was cool and so effective. That's the thing, as you progress, you just have to see what works at the particular moment in time. Now I hear it's TikTok. I've never been on TikTok.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you said that because, everybody I spoke to who are, been in business for over 30 years and still on top of their game. And they said the same thing. They said, hey, look, every error, every 5 years have a new thing.
Right.
Pre-90, right, was the faxing, right? And you just try it out. Let's just try it out, see what happened. Hey, look, it kind of worked pretty good. Let's do some more of that, right?
Exactly.
2000 comes in, .com, websites. Like, well, what the heck is a website? I don't know, but I heard it's good, so let's try it.
And I had to design it. You should have seen me with a piece of paper going, okay, and you research. What are other people doing?
Exactly.
And that's going to be the first thing in my master class. Whatever you want to do, be it catering, be it whatever, you research who's doing what I'm doing. What are they doing? What are they charging? espionage.
Research, research, call them up, call your competitors, get a quote.
Or work for them. Well, I wouldn't go that far because that's
I
wasting.
wouldn't work for them. That's low. That's bad. But call them, get a quote. Like, hey, look,
Well, that's not nice in terms of, I wouldn't want anybody wasting my time that way.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to do unto others as you want done unto yourself. Okay, so I wouldn't go that far, but certainly if they're stupid enough to put their menus and their price lists on their website, free game. It's fair game, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ask for quotes. I'll tell you, I have, and in my master course, my master class for catering, I'm going to share all my secrets, all of them, my templates, my contracts, how the computer spits out a contract, that are tired of the big teams and the frustrations and the, competition. And then and tastings, and then you don't get the job. So now you're out all that money and time and labor and all that stuff for a tasting. This is it, chocolate fountain. For me, it's the bomb. It's the bomb. I adore it. Never gets old. Never gets old. And
so
when people
you're saying, do chocolate fountain kind of catering, very simple to do. It's easy to set up. And it's also, less, say, labor intensive. The business just makes sense, and
thanks for noticing.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I mean, so now from 1990 till now, like, what is your, I would say, biggest accomplishment, right? Because you've done year after year, you always, as I know, you always level up, right? Like, what is your like what have you done up to now that you're so proud of?
Having the time to build a castle in Hawaii, having the time to write a screenplay when I lost everything in 2014, having the time and the talent, apparently, from my girlfriend who read my script and said, I want you to adapt my book into a screenplay. Having that kind of time, because when you get older, it's like, oh crap, I think that's my biggest accomplishment, having time to do something like this and connect with people from a heart-to-heart place. It's not just about money, okay? When you think that way, kiss your life goodbye. If that's all you can do, like when I make a lot of money, I give back. Okay, what does a caterer do during a pandemic? I went out and fed homeless people, but I didn't advertise it on Facebook. Oh, look at me, aren't I great? I'm going to feed homeless people. That's crap. You do it for the man upstairs, because when you stand in front of him, her, whoever, they're not going to say, so how much money did you make when you're down there? They're going to say, how much good did you do? I studied Kabbalah.
I'm glad you said that, because I would say I'm only like 10 years into my adult experience, right?
Your baby.
And yeah, I'm a baby, right? So, but there's one thing that I learned from my mentor is the achievement does not equal happiness, right?
Thank you. Your kids, yeah.
Yeah, the other part that you just mentioned is fulfillment. So every successful people who are just chasing the dream, chasing the achievement, they're not going to be happy.
Thank you.
Because they don't understand the fulfillment side of philanthropy. They've never done it, right? It's so good. It feels 10 times more better to give away money than earning $1. If you earn $1, right, dopamine kicks in, you feel good for a short time. If you give that $1 away to a better cause, that dopamine lasts a lifetime.
I swear you are so right on, spot on. I have somewhere hanging up my goals, which are, besides the things and I've studied and meditating. That's the other thing, meditate.
Yeah.
Because that brings you back down to reality. But on my goals, it says I want to bring tiny homes here for the vets.
Yes.
I am a vet. I was in the Navy. I found a place that is doing it, tiny homes. I want to do tiny homes, but probably more for the vets than anybody, because that's the greatest sacrifice of your life and your
Yes,
time
yes,
and getting blown up and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, write your goals down, put it on the wall, say it out loud,
yeah.
right?
I
Do you
mean,
do
it's
that,
so
Daniel?
fresh. Me, I have my goals, and I don't write it down. I think about every single second, the
Me
things I want
too.
to do. So like, I really want to kind of talk more on the fulfillment. What does that mean, right? So, can you explain more on like how do you balance your, of course, you work, you make money, you do great, you love what you do, but on the happiness to kind of maintain your,
Okay, I got the answer. I know
yeah,
just where you're going.
shoot
I
me
got
through
the
it.
answer. First of all, I get up at 5 a.m. I don't go anywhere without this fabulous appointment book. But at 5 a.m., I drink a lot of coffee and then I ride a bike for 30 to 60 minutes. And anywhere I go or anything I do, I have my little earbuds on and I'm studying your podcast, a neurologist podcast. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see me. And I never used to do that. I never had earbuds. And I made fun of people. I'm like, crap, I hope you can hear me as I walk, in front of you. But you have to schedule your time and learn everything you can. So at the evening, my best fulfillment is going to the gym and swimming. And these things are very fulfilling.
So, I mean, thank you for that. I think as we're coming to the last questions, what would be the top three advice you would give a business owners when they're first starting out their food business? Because we do have some listener who are in the food business, right? Restaurant or catering or food trucks. What would be your top three advice that you can give,
Take
yourself?
my master class. Go to my YouTube and everything shall be revealed. Seriously, I'm going to do a step by step. First you do this, then you do that, and make them accountable. Yes, I did that. Here's the results I found. Starting with what we first mentioned, research.
Mhm.
Take a master class, and it doesn't have to be me. I am going to give 30 years templates and proposals and verbiage, and they could take my website and fashion their own out of that. I
Mm.
also have a chocolate fountain website. And I'll tell you, I've researched the cost. If you want to simplify your life, especially if you're a caterer, my opinion is do chocolate fountain because you will never regret it.
Mhm.
When people come to me for chocolate fountain, I've dreamed about this my whole life. They're sold before they get to my front door. I'm serious. Well, when I'm a big fan of Patricia Heaton, and she was on, I forgot the name of her show, but she goes, if you tell me there's going to be a chocolate fountain, I'm going to lose it. And I put it on my Instagram or on my Facebook because it was just so funny and so classic. I'm like, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. And that's the other thing about press. I'm trying to do for NBC, ABC, or CBS, a chocolate fountain in their studio for their crew, just for little eyes on the site. That's another thing to how all the secrets I will share in my masterclass.
Mhm. Okay. Well, if somebody want to reach out to you, they're listening, and they want to get in touch with you, how can they uh,
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Gourmetcatering.com.
okay.
Everybody asks me, how did you get the URL like that? I think I'm ahead of my time. I saw the internet coming down the pike, and I jumped on.
That's good. That's really good. I think, one last takeaway is every 10 years, there's a new thing, a new vehicle, new platform for business to grow. And don't be
Yes.
resistant of it. If you want your business to grow, try it out. Give it a shot. Don't
Yes.
be
If it
resistant.
doesn't work, then try something else. Who said
Exactly.
about the light bulb? I didn't make all those mistakes. I just didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try it out. If it doesn't work, move on. Try something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's a really big advice to give to any business owners, all right, to be successful. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Sheri. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing your your story. I loved it so much, and I'm sure our guests do as well.
I
Well,
love yours too. And that's the other thing. I researched you and your podcast before I was going to come on. So I knew what I was getting myself into. But you are a tremendous young man. And I wish you the best. Keep up the good work because you're doing a great job.
thank you, Sheri.